Warning, spoiler alert to the South Park Pandemic Special. Hello guys, welcome back to me basically hating on Randy Marsh. Just kidding, kind of. Before we start, I would just like to say that my voice sounds kind of weird because I don't feel comfortable with sharing my real voice just yet. Anyways, for some background information, I'm a huge fan of South Park. I binge watched every single episode over quarantine. It's my favorite show ever, really. However, I did not exactly enjoy season 23. The Tegrity Farms arc made me pretty upset because Randy Marsh was overshadowing what's supposed to be the main characters. So I did what any rational teenager would do. I wrote a strongly worded statement and posted it to Twitter. I was going to do the same this time, but I decided to make it a video. Anyhow, I prayed that season 24 would be better than 23. And well, so far, it has. The pandemic special was pretty enjoyable, but that doesn't mean I don't have my gripes with it. I'll start out with the things I do like. This is where the spoilers start, by the way. First of all, I like how Stan projected on Butters about his own feelings. It was a pretty interesting plot point, but I'll talk about my thoughts on how it was concluded afterwards. Second of all, I must admit that despite my mild taste for Randy Marsh, the plot of him being the cause of the pandemic was a surprising twist. Oh, and I must admit that the people basically turning into him was also pretty clever. Gave me some Phineas and Ferb vibes. Third of all is, of course, the social commentary. Token being shot by the cops or teachers. It was a serious nod to the borderline racial war taking place in the US. I'm really excited to see where that plot point goes and how they handle it. I know that it resulted in the kids being quarantined, them probably escaping that quarantine, but hey, I can dream about Token getting screen time if I want to. Another thing I enjoyed was Butters' little meltdown in the cafeteria. It's always hilarious to see him snap at everyone, considering the fact he's always so kind and naive. I also like classic Cartman being classic Cartman. It makes so much for his character to want the pandemic to stay so he can stay home all day. Lastly, I love the part about the chin diapers and the anti-maskers. There are more things I enjoyed, but most of them are less important than what I've already said, so I'll be moving on to the critique now. Well, let's just jump right into it. Randy Marsh, he seems like the main character. Even though there is the school plot, the Randy one is obviously the more important one since it's what caused the other. However, despite this, I would love to see more of the kids. I do say this every time Randy Marsh is even mentioned in my presence, but I still stand for it nonetheless. Kenny, Cartman, Kyle, and Stan are the main characters. They should be implemented into the main plot more. But as in South Park style, the two plots might intercept later on. I'm looking forward to seeing Stan find out and then going to stop the pandemic special, the weed I mean, from being spread along with the others or something. Another one of my big issues with this special is the conclusion of Stan's projection. It ended with him giving this huge speech about why he's trying so hard to make that damn Build-A-Bear. But where's the subtlety? Stan shouldn't have just poured his heart out like that. Yes, still admit he was projecting, but the audience plus the other characters were already realized by that point that he just wanted his old life back. The whole thing seems incredibly rushed. I don't blame the South Park team fully for this, considering how fast they do it and how much longer the episode was. Even so, they should have waited to put that in when they had more breathing room and could develop it correctly. Another small bias to gripe I have with the pandemic special is the lack of specifically Kenny's screen time. He had, I believe, exactly no lines and died early on. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome to see the good old Kenny death again. I just wish he had done something more before he died. I'm hoping that he'll return next episode. And, well, that pretty much sums up my thoughts about the special. It was a good episode, just could have been a lot better. Thank you all for watching, and don't get cancelled. Goodbye!